Who didn't want to swing like Griffey? Swing, man. Cold piece, that boy was cold. Was the most influential player of the 90s. He changed the way we looked at it. Smile, know you're good, and show it. Hit the home run, don't stand up tall, big chest, but he did it with such a joy that it was infectious. This is Jimmy Rollins on a player breakdown, here to talk about the kid, someone I admire, Ken Griffey Jr. And if he didn't get injured, we're talking about the best player of all time. Swingman, good friend of mine. That man was sweet. He might be, along with Willie Mays, two guys in the Hall of Fame that you legitimately talk about both sides of the plate. Griffey, sacrificing himself, going into the wall.
He goes to the wall, trying to time it, and made the catch. Oh my! Oh.
Breaking his ankle, but the ball still in his glove. Robbing home runs.
Tagging up, and he's going to go. Here comes the play at the plate. It's going to be close.
And then doing it with a big smile. I mean, he was never not happy. The attitude that he appeared to have, the joy of running down balls, running into the wall, throwing you out, making a slide and play. He didn't make it seem like a job. It was still a game with him. He's entertainment. Hit the home run. He gonna watch it, he gonna stand up tall, big chest, but he did it with such a joy that it was infectious. There's business of baseball for sure, but when you step between those white lines, it's a game. Turning his hat backwards, talking trash to his dad, just all those things as a kid, you dream about doing. But for him, they were a reality, all of them. We swinging. Who didn't want to swing like Griffey? Swing, man. Cold piece, that boy was cold. By far, he definitely was the most influential player of the 90s. He changed the way we looked at it. He allowed things that hadn't been allowed, and that was to have fun playing baseball. Smile, be flamboyant, know you're good, and show it. Ooh. Oh, we didn't even talk about how he could just throw you out at the plate too. And no need to talk about it. We let the film do it for us. I mean, there was nothing he couldn't do. I mean, and you talking about changing the game. I'm not just talking about just, what he did on the field. We're talking about the alternate uniforms. That was his idea, to put the sleeveless uniforms of Seattle, giving like a future night. Having every team wear number 42 on Jackie Robinson Day. And these are ways that he changed the game. He had an impact, not only as a player, but what he stood for in the game. So I appreciate and admire everything that he stands for. But as a young kid, it was just about what he did on the field. All of it. Nothing was weak. You need a stolen base, he'll go do that. You need him to get a big hit, he'll do that.
Well hit deep to right field. Goodbye, baseball.
Ball hitting the gap, you need the play to be ran down, he'd do that. Great teammate, he was that. There was really nothing he could have improved on other than trying to be perfect. Oof. Look at that big old smile. We always would smile, or you see the celebration for something you do great offensively. He enjoyed doing that defensively. He wanted the joy come from taking a hit from you when you thought you had a hit, taking a home run away from when you thought you had a home run. And that's when the Yankee Stadium, probably felt better because we know the way he felt towards the Yankees. When his dad was there and they kicked him out the dugout and he's looking at other kids, and it's like, okay, no other team was offering him contracts other than the Yankees, he would have retired. So I'm sure anytime he did something against the Yankees, it felt that much better.
Rips it deep. Goodbye, home run at Yankee Stadium.
For me, seeing someone enjoy the game that much reminds me of how it's supposed to be. That yes, there's some seriousness to it. There are people in the stands. You're gonna have writers, you're gonna have broadcasters, some saying good things, some saying bad things. But at the end of the day, when you were a kid, none of that mattered. You didn't care if the other team was heckling you. Hey, batter, swing. It didn't matter because you were playing a game that brought joy to your life. This was an escape for a few hours from homework, from parents. This was your haven. When you looked at Ken Griffey Jr., when I looked at him growing up, when I look at Tatis now, when they play, nothing else matters. It's not about how much money they're making. It's about what's happening right here in this moment. So when you see that and you're really in that moment with them, you can forget about it too. You know, it allows for escapism between those white lines and that stadium on that field. Everything else goes away, nothing matters. Just the joy of playing the game, the same joy that I had when I was a kid. If it wasn't for injuries, Griffey might have 800 home runs. I mean, he was just on a tear, but that's part of the story. You can what if a lot of players, but Junior, the things he could have accomplished if he hadn't got banged up, but that was the way he played, sacrificing his body to make that defensive play. He went to Cincinnati, his hometown, and just seemed like he couldn't stay healthy on the field, but accomplished a lot of things. What hit, like 600 on Father's Day or something like that.
And a high drive, hit back into deep right field. Boy, what a Father's Day gift for senior.
It was just, you know, all these things that, like I said, as a kid, you dream to do it. He's a rookie, he's hitting back-to-back home runs with his dad. How cool is that? You know what I'm saying? How many people can say they did that? But had he stayed healthy, he'd for sure, in my mind, be hands down the best player of all time. And that's always debatable, but if he was healthy, the trajectory he was on, I think it's no doubt. So there you have it, the breakdown of the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. In my opinion, could have been the greatest player of all time, but still, 99.7 is not justice. We want 100. Keep it 100.